يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا ورابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We will speak about a specific passage in Surah Bani Israel. And this is what I want to discuss today. In Surah Al-Isra, Allah begins it talking about the journey of Mi'raj, a miracle. In my opinion, right, when I look at surahs that come together, what are the most beautiful surahs that come in threes, right? And so, personally, these three that are coming back to back to back are one of my favorites. Surah Isra, Surah Al-Kahf, and Surah Maryam. They come in 1, 2, 3, all three of them together. Like you have one, every surah is beautiful, but just the poetic, eloquence of these surahs that we can understand. We can identify them. And then Surah Rahman, Surah Waqi'ah, and Surah Hadid. They're also very beautiful. So in Surah Isra, Allah does speak about the beautiful journey of Mi'raj, which many of you have heard before. Allah also speaks about the importance of respecting our parents, which also we've heard many times before. That after believing Allah, the most important thing for us to do is take care of our parents. And then there is one passage in this surah which generally people don't speak about, and I wanted to speak about this passage. And it's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam, and he told the angels and Iblis to do sajda. And the only person that didn't do sajda was Iblis. So now Allah turns towards him, and Allah said, why aren't you doing sajda? And he responds by saying that, oh Allah, watch, that لَإِنْ أَخَرْتَنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. That if you allow me to live to the day of judgment, I will divert and I will destroy all of the descendants. لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ means I will destroy all of the descendants of Adam alayhi salam, meaning us. I will make sure that they cannot consistently worship you. That's my goal of my life. If you allow me to live to the day of judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts that dua. He says, go ahead, that go ahead, whoever you and whoever follows you will be in Jahannam. And then this is what interests me, that Iblis refers to some of the main tricks that he uses or that he will use, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to him, وَاسْتَفْزِزْ مَنِ اسْتَطَعْتَ مِنْهُمْ بِصَوْتِكَ وَأَجْلِبْ عَلَيْهِمْ بِخَيْلِكَ وَرِجْلِكَ وَشَارِكْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ وَعِدْهُمْ. That Allah says to him, go ahead and incite, attract these people through what? Through your voice. Meaning, the Mufassir don't speak about through your voice, meaning incite them through the idea of having a group with them. Incite them with the concept that they feel a sense of belonging with any form of an association, that they want to be with these people, they want to be accepted by this society, they want to be accepted by this community. Incite them through that. Make that this will be one of your tricks. Go ahead, use it. This is your trick. You turn away from me because you want them to be accepted by other people. You want them to be accepted by society. Right? And Allah continues this passage, and he talks about one of the stories that had to do with the Prophet ﷺ. And truthfully, if there was a story or if there was an ayah that perhaps the Prophet ﷺ could have kept aside and did not expose, it would have been this ayah, because it speaks about a challenge that he dealt with when there was a tribe of people that came to the Prophet ﷺ from the outskirts of Medina, and this is pre-Badr. So you understand that the Prophet they're weak, there's no Muslims, and the Prophet is always haris. He's always very, very greedy in making them enter Islam. That's all he cares about, is how can people be saved from the fire of Jahannam. When a Jewish man's janazah was being taken in front of him, he started to cry, and the Sahabas around him said, Ya Rasulullah, why are you crying for when this man is not even a Muslim? And the Prophet said, has not one more person slipped from my hands and entered the fire of Jahannam, and I should not cry? Of course I will cry. So Prophet cared for people. This was his goal, was not to become a person that prays and studies and limit that to himself, but rather his goal was how his connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can have a ripple effect throughout society, and that should also be our goal. So when these people came to him and they said to him, Ya Rasulullah, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we're ready to accept Islam, but under some conditions. Under some conditions, right? So the Prophet says, go ahead, what are your conditions? They say, number one, Allah nasjud wa narka', that we will not pray salat. we'll become Muslims, but we won't pray salat. Right? Like I can imagine someone wanting to come to our school and I'm interviewing them and say, you know what, Musab, we're gonna come to your school, but we're not gonna come for class. We're just gonna come, play basketball here. Dear brother, sister, the door is right there, right? It says, Allah nasjud wa la narka. We're not gonna pray salat. Okay, cool. Really? You're not gonna pray salat, you can find your way out. The Prophet says quiet. So what's your next condition? A second condition is that we will not break our biggest idol. Allah naksir al-asnam al-akbar. Like we will not break our biggest idol. All the other idols, you can go ahead and break them. We won't break them with our own hands. We can't do that. But the largest idol, you have to keep them for a year. When a year passes by, then we'll break that idol. Second condition. That our idol, the shirky element that we had in our life, we still want some of it to be there. We're not worshiping it, we want it to be there. The third one, that we will not give you our wealth. Right? We're not going to give you our wealth for any form of assistance. So the Prophet ﷺ hears these conditions. And again, remember, the Prophet ﷺ looks for any excuse to make someone Muslim. Right? And in one narration, it says, if there's 99 signs that a person is not Muslim, but there's one sign that they are Muslim, identify them as a believer. They're a believer. Where Usama ibn Zayd there was a battle and he was on top of someone and that person said the kalima and he was in the rage of battle. He was killed, and later on when he came back to Medina, they told the Prophet about this, and the Prophet said he was so upset. He said, did you rip open his chest? Because Usama ibn Zayd said that he just said it to be saved from me. He didn't say it because he believes in Allah. And the Prophet said, did you rip open his chest? Do you know what he want? Do you know what he really meant? And Usama ibn Zayd said that there was not a day in my life that I felt that I wished that my mother never gave me birth, except for that day. Because the way the Prophet ﷺ reacted. Every person has a potential of becoming a believer. And a person has iman, they are safe from the fire of Jahannam. So these people, they come with these conditions. The Prophet ﷺ is reflecting upon them for a positive reason. And as he's reflecting upon them, Allah sends down these ayahs of Surah Al-Isra, where he says, وَإِن كَادُوا لِيَفْتِنُونَكَ عَنِ الَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ. This is ayah number 74 of Surah Al-Isra. وإن كادوا ليفتنونك عن الذي أوحينا إليك لتفتري علينا غيره وإذا لاتخذوك خليلا. Oh Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, it was very near. They were about to tempt you away from that which we have told you to do. They were about to tempt you away from that which we have told you to do, meaning that you're going to accept them despite them not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. And what would you get in return? وَإِذَنْ لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. In return to that, they'll become your friends. They'll become your supporters. Obviously, this was a positive thing for the Prophet because he wanted them to become Muslim. So it was a positive thing. But the idea that we take from it is that Shaytan uses this concept of making us want to feel accepted by our societies, and by doing so, regardless of how much deen compromising, at least we're being accepted. وَإِذَنْ لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. I'll become your friend. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do this. I'll be your friend. Society will accept you. People will like you. That's not the goal for us. People liking us is not the goal. Allah accepting us is the goal. Allah enjoying our worship is the goal. And if Allah is happy with us, the people in this world will also tend to enjoy our company. Where in Hadith Qudsi, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah idha ahabba abdan fanada Jibreel. When the Prophet explains that when Allah loves someone, he calls Jibreel alayhi salam. And he tells them, Inni uhibbu fulan ibn fulan fa'ahibbuhu. I love so and so individual, so you must also love him or love her. And then Jibreel alayhi salam comes down to the heavens and he says that Inna Allah ahabba abdan fa'ahibbuhu, that Allah has declared his love for so and so individual. All the angels in the sky, you must also love this person hatta ya'ti al-qubula fil ard, until the love of that person comes in the world and in the hearts of the people in this world. Now, that wife or that husband or that son or that daughter or that friend or that sibling that you were not able to get along with, since we were able to refine and redefine the importance of our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those relationships also fall into place. It's not the opposite, that we get accepted by everyone else, then Allah. No, we get accepted by Allah first, and everyone else falls into place. And Allah tells him that وَلَوْلَا أَن ثَبَّتْنَاكَ, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if we had not given you strength, لَقَدْ كِدَّ تَرْكَنُ إِلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا, you were tempting yourself towards what they wanted, because they were going to be your friends. So in this surah, in this passage, Allah tells us that one of the greatest tricks of Shaytan is that he tries to tempt us away from Allah's ibadah and Allah's worship through the pressure and through the compromise of our societies. Like people want to accept you, right? And I mentioned this before too. The definition of istiqamah is that regardless of how our circumstances change, regardless of what changes around us, our relationship with Allah does not differ. Our relationship with Allah does not differ. Even if things change around us, people accept us, people don't accept us, I still have to pray salat. I still have to read my Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability of having righteous company and righteous people around us. And this passage comes directly after where Allah speaks about stay away from sins. And He mentions 7 sins. Right after that, He says this, meaning that these sins, you can protect yourself as long as you don't get exposed to, and you don't compromise yourself because of people and because of acceptance of people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us and allow us to identify the most important relationship that we have, and allow us to have good company that we can benefit from and we can benefit others. And we should become, rather than always looking for good company, let us become the flower pot that is a good company that can benefit people around us, inshallah ta'ala. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Jazakallah khair everyone for joining. May Allah bless you all. We do have, I'll mention this today and I'm going to mention it again tomorrow. We do have a free webinar that's taking place on Sunday between 3 to 5 p.m. And I know you guys probably like, wow, man, these Miftaah people, like we're one webinar finishes, they're doing the next one, or one event finishes. Wallahi, we in the month of Ramadan, we want to benefit people as much as we can and allow them to be exposed to good content. So it's on Sunday between 3 to 5 p.m. The information is on that on this link. It's obviously it's free of charge, but I do think that it's only 2 hours. So come with your family. Make sure everyone watches. Imam Khalid Latif will be joining us. It's all with all the instructors of the Ramadan immersion. So we're getting together. So try to come, inshallah, and spread the word for that as well. Jazakallah khair. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallah bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.